Yo, YouTube, what's crackalackajackasmacin? It's Waffleman with a video, and today we're gonna be discussing whether Carmelo Anthony should be in the All-Star game and if he will make the All-Star game, man. You already know my opinion, bro. The way the Knicks are playing, they don't need an All-Star in the All-Star game, man. I mean, it'll be alright. You know, I wouldn't mind Carmelo making it, and I wouldn't mind if he doesn't make it, of course. But the way the Knicks have been playing, you know, back when they were 14-10 at one point, I was like, maybe the Knicks can get 2 All-Stars in the game, Carmelo or Porzingis, you know, something like that. But now it's like, yo, we're 20-26. We got a game tonight. I forgot who we're facing tonight, but we need to get our shit together. I will say that Derrick Rose and Carmelo Anthony lately have been playing very well in January. It's a fact. Ever since Derrick Rose left and, you know, left without notifying the team, he's been playing better. They both have been increasing their trade value, and, you know, the Knicks have still have some stinkers. They got some games where they should have won, like this last week where they had a game where they could have tied against the Wizards. They had a game they lost against the Hawks where they could have won that game. And then you saw that game versus the Suns. So those are 3 games right there, pivotal games, and we're still losing it. Now, we did get a big game against the Pacers on the road, which is finally, thank God we won on the road versus the Pacers. So the Knicks are only 3 games back of the 8th seed. And I know that's not saying nothing, but listen, in the Eastern Conference, man, in the Eastern Conference, the Raptors have lost 4 in a row. The Cavaliers have lost 2 in a row. The freaking Celtics have lost 3 in a row. And the Bucks are no longer in the playoffs right now. So everything is changing again. And Giannis Antetokounmpo is a starter. So, yo, listen, anything can happen, bro. And honestly, if you look at Giannis Antetokounmpo's numbers, I know the Bucks are disappointing a lot of people. But if you look at his numbers, even his numbers actually look a lot less than you think they are. I mean, look at his numbers, man. They're a lot less than you think they are. But the Eastern Conference as a whole is not even that good. Like, the Knicks can make a comeback anytime, bro. And I'm telling you, it has to be within this 10-game stretch right now before the All-Star break. So, yeah, we won 1 game right now. We're still 3-7 out of the last 10 games. We need to improve. But still only about 3 games behind the Chicago Bulls, which the Bulls are actually in 7th place. And then the Bulls are not even behind the Hornets that much. So, yeah, Knicks still have a golden opportunity to come back. And yeah, if you listen to TNT and you watch those games on TNT, the Knicks just have too much talent on that starting lineup to be losing like this, bro. I mean, you got Porzingis, who honestly, Porzingis is in a slump right now. D Rose, Melo, and even the bench, man. Listen, play Hernan Gomez, play Justin Holiday, Courtney Lee. These are some good guys giving you some solid minutes, Jeff Hornacek. I don't understand why Hornacek is benching Justin Holiday. You know, some games he's not playing Hernan Gomez. Like, Hernan Gomez is nice. Holiday is nice. These guys are freaking nice off the bench, bro. You gotta play them, Hornacek. But let's get on to Carmelo Anthony making the All-Star game. Now, the Eastern All-Star starters have already been announced. It's Jimmy Butler, Kyrie Irving, Giannis Antetokounmpo, LeBron James, and DeMar DeRozan. Well deserved. Now, I had Isaiah Thomas as my starting guard, but you already know Isaiah Thomas is going to get a spot. He's a definite. We already know John Wall is a definite. I mean, he's brought the Wizards back. The Wizards were doing terrible in the beginning of the season, and now they're doing fantastic. They're about to capture the 2nd place in the Eastern Conference, so John Wall is going to get a start. I think Kemba Walker deserves a spot because, you know, people have been sleeping on Kemba Walker, man. He's a solid point guard in the East, man. Definitely a top tier point guard, and the Hornets are in the playoffs right now, so you got to give the Hornets 1 player. But now it's up to these 3 last positions, man, and this is where it gets up in the air, bro. You could say Paul George, right? You could say Paul George. The Hawks are also in the playoffs right now. They're like the 4th seed. So do you give the Hawks a player because of their seeding? Or do you not know who they even give on the Hawks, man? Are the Hawks just playing as a good team collectively? Because I understand if you're going to give a Hawks player the All-Star vote, it might be Paul Millsap, it might be Dwight Howard, or the coaches just might not know. So the coaches might not even be split between that. So they might not even get an All-Star from the Hawks, which might suck because of how well they're playing. But it's between that, and then you got players like Paul George in there still. And then Carmelo Anthony will obviously be the 3rd, but you got some people talking about Joel Embiid and Embiid is actually playing well. I mean, Embiid is only playing 25 minutes per game, man. Averaging 19.8 points, about 8 rebounds, and 2.5 blocks per game. Those are some crazy stats in 25 minutes, man. So it's kind of crazy if he makes the All-Star team. Of course, the Sixers are a bottom tier team, but the Sixers have been playing well lately. I mean, they just beat the Clippers. The other night, they beat the Raptors. For God's sakes, they hit a game winner on the Knicks, so I wouldn't be surprised if Joel Embiid got a spot, but it would be sad to see Joel Embiid get a spot for me as a New Yorker, because he'd get a spot before Porzingis gets a spot, which kind of sucks, man. I mean, this man Embiid is outplaying these rookies from last year. It's crazy. But when you compare Carmelo Anthony and Paul George, honestly, their numbers are very similar. I mean, Carmelo's averaging 22.6. Paul George averages 22.2. You know, Carmelo has like what, 2.9 assists per game, or 3.1 assists per game, and Paul George only has 3.2 assists per game, and they average the same amount of rebounds per game. The only difference is, surprisingly, Carmelo Anthony's PER is higher than Paul George. Paul George averages 3 turnovers per game, and Melo only averages 2. But like I said recently, it's all about what you do before the All-Star break. And Carmelo Anthony, you can't deny, all you Melo haters cannot deny the fact that Carmelo Anthony in January has been balling. In January, Carmelo Anthony is averaging 24 points, shooting 46% with 6 rebounds and 4 assists, man. Are you serious? Those numbers are phenomenal for Carmelo Anthony. And you know, here's the funny thing, right? And I'm gonna go search up Giannis Antetokounmpo's numbers real quick. But the funny thing is that people are debating whether Carmelo Anthony should be an All-Star game or not. You gotta realize this, right? Carmelo Anthony is 32 years old, man. So I don't mind if Carmelo Anthony didn't make the All-Star team. And here's Giannis Antetokounmpo's averaging 23 points per game, 8 rebounds, 9 rebounds basically, and 5 assists, 2 blocks, which is also great, and 2 steals a game. So that's phenomenal. But Carmelo Anthony is 32 years of age, man. How many 32-year-old players are in the All-Star game right now? You can't even... Only LeBron James. LeBron James right now is the oldest player out of the 2 starting lineups, man. He's the oldest player, and if Carmelo Anthony makes it, he'll be one of the oldest players on the team. So honestly, Carmelo's 32. He's had plenty of All-Star games. I wouldn't mind, but listen, the case that he could be an All-Star is very, very close, man. I mean, what he's been doing in January, and think about this, right? He's had 4 game winners this season, one against the Hornets, one against the Bucks, against the Pacers a couple days ago, and against the Timberwolves. So listen, teams are still double teaming Melo. They did it in that game. Hell, Paul George he couldn't guard Melo, bro. Paul George could not guard Melo, man. I mean, he's a player teams game plan for, and that's what I've been saying, man. Teams game plan for Carmelo Anthony. They don't game plan to guard D Rose. I mean, D Rose is not getting double teamed, and look, the Knicks have 0 wins without Carmelo Anthony over the past 2 seasons. So my case is closed right now. But listen, let me know in the comment section what you think if Carmelo Anthony's gonna make the All-Star game. For me, I don't care. But if the Knicks happen to pick up their play in the next couple of games, then sure, why not? Anyways, I'm out for now. Peace.